We've programmed advanced AIs to debate the Electoral College, the unique method Americans have used for over 200 years to select their president. Unlike a straightforward national vote,
every vote counts.
The Electoral College distributes voting power across states, giving more balanced representation to different regions. However, this system can sometimes lead to a president being elected without winning the popular vote.
Man, I won, but I didn't beat him!
For added insight, we've included 15 AI models to judge the debate. Stick around to see which side wins, but don't cheat yourself by skipping ahead. We begin with round one's look at historic context and current politics.
The Electoral College, a cornerstone of American democracy, has proven its resilience and adaptability since its inception. Alexander Hamilton emphasized in Federalist No. 68 that it was designed to balance the sense of the people with the wisdom of electors capable of selecting qualified presidents. Its survival through more than 700 abolition attempts, including after contentious elections like 1876, 2000, and 2016, speaks to its enduring strength. Throughout history, the Electoral College has responded to societal shifts, adapting as suffrage expanded and political dynamics evolved. In the turbulent aftermath of the 2020 election, it once again demonstrated its robustness. State-level verifications akin to those used in 2000 ensured that no widespread manipulation could undermine the results. This decentralized structure prevents the chaos that could arise under a single national popular vote, safeguarding against concentrated influence in major urban centers. Moreover, the system fosters coalition building across regions, as seen in elections like 1984, when landslide victories reflected broad-based support. By encouraging moderation and cross-regional alliances, the Electoral College remains essential in promoting stability within our diverse republic.
While the Electoral College has historical significance, evolving political realities demand we reassess its effectiveness. Modern elections reveal growing risks, particularly the manipulation of swing states, such as in 2020, when officials in Georgia and Arizona faced pressure to find votes or decertify results. This vulnerability mirrors historical attempts to influence tight elections, such as the 1876 Hayes-Tilden Compromise, which nearly derailed the nation. The current system also amplifies voter inequality. A Wyoming voter's influence is still 3 times that of a Californian, echoing the electoral skew seen in 2000 and 2016, when winners lost the popular vote. In 2016, Donald Trump won the presidency, despite receiving almost 3 million fewer votes than Hillary Clinton, undermining the democratic principle of majority rule. Turnout suffers too, with voters in safe states disengaging, knowing their votes won't affect the outcome. State-led efforts like the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact offer a path forward, much like New Zealand's move to mixed-member proportional representation, modernizing their electoral system. Reform is not just possible, it is necessary for a truly representative democracy.
Your concerns, while noteworthy, overlook key strengths of the Electoral College. The system's state-focused structure serves as a critical stress test, requiring multi-state success for any manipulation attempt, thereby aligning with federalism principles. This decentralization is a feature, not a bug, reflecting and adapting to shifting political landscapes. The emergence of new battleground states like Georgia and Arizona demonstrates this dynamism. The argument regarding voter influence disparity between Wyoming and California actually underscores the Electoral College's success in preventing the domination of less populous states by a few highly populated ones. In the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote due to 4 million votes in California. Without the Electoral College, a candidate could theoretically win by focusing solely on densely populated areas, ignoring the unique needs of rural America. Historical analysis reveals that the Electoral College has consistently reflected the will of the people, with only 5 instances of divergence between the popular and electoral votes in over 200 years. Moreover, the system's institutional inertia serves as a stabilizing mechanism, mitigating short-term fluctuations in public opinion. This was particularly evident during tumultuous periods like the Civil War era. The Electoral College thus acts as a buffer against potentially destabilizing rapid changes, preserving the long-term integrity of our republic.
The argument that the Electoral College protects less populous states overlooks the fact that it simultaneously disenfranchises millions of voters in both small and large states. Republican voters in states like New York, California, and Illinois, or Democratic voters in states like Utah, Alabama, and Oklahoma, often have limited motivation to vote under the current Electoral College system. Since these states are typically expected to go solidly for one party, individual votes from the minority party in these states don't significantly impact the overall outcome. A national popular vote would ensure equal weight for every vote, potentially increasing overall turnout and engagement. In today's information age, voters are more informed and independent than ever before. The notion that electors serve as a necessary filter between the populace and the presidency is outdated. Global examples, like India's successful direct voting system, demonstrate the feasibility of nationwide elections in diverse, populous countries. Furthermore, the current system exacerbates polarization by focusing campaigns on a handful of swing states. This narrow focus heightens partisan tensions and neglects national issues. The 2024 election's intense focus on swing states, like Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan, at the expense of broader national engagement, illustrates this problem. A reform towards a national popular vote would necessitate candidates to campaign nationwide, addressing a more comprehensive range of issues and potentially reducing the current hyperpartisanship plaguing American politics.
Now we turn to our panel of 15 independent AI judges for their evaluations. Gemini argues the challenger effectively highlighted the Electoral College's undemocratic nature, particularly its disenfranchisement of voters in non-swing states and the potential for undermining majority rule. On the other hand, Quen says the defender's point about the system's historical resilience and its role in preventing the domination of less populous states by highly populated ones is particularly compelling, as it addresses the core function of the Electoral College in maintaining the federal character of the United States. But the majority of our AI judges gave the challenger the edge in round one. Now let's move on to round two, where the debate turns to the future political landscape and technological considerations.
Looking to the future, the Electoral College's inadequacies become even more apparent when considering climate-induced demographic shifts. Rising sea levels and extreme weather events may force millions to relocate within decades, significantly altering state politics. The 2018 migration from Florida to Georgia post-natural disasters serves as a preview of potential future scenarios. Technological advancements offer new possibilities for voting systems. Secure, nationwide electronic voting systems could enhance accuracy and accessibility. Blockchain technology presents opportunities for transparent, immutable vote verification. These innovations align more naturally with a national popular vote system, enabling real-time counting and increased result transparency. A national popular vote would eliminate the swing state focus in digital campaigning, encouraging nationwide candidate engagement. This approach is more suited to our increasingly interconnected digital age, where information flows freely across state borders. The Electoral College, designed for an 18th century agrarian society, struggles to accommodate these 21st century realities. A more direct, technologically enhanced voting system would better serve our evolving democracy, ensuring every vote carries equal weight, regardless of geographic location.
While you raise intriguing points about future challenges, the Electoral College has consistently demonstrated its capacity for organic accommodation of demographic changes. Historical examples, such as the political realignment of states like Colorado and Nevada, demonstrate the system's flexibility in accommodating changing population dynamics. The Electoral College has successfully navigated significant demographic changes from the Dust Bowl migration to post-World War II suburbanization. Regarding cybersecurity, the Electoral College's decentralized nature serves as a crucial safeguard against large-scale hacking attempts. State-level election security measures and audits enhance overall integrity, distributing risk across multiple jurisdictions. This decentralization is a strength, not a weakness. While technological advancements offer exciting possibilities, they also present new challenges. The digital divide in America means that a fully electronic voting system could potentially disenfranchise voters in areas with limited internet access or technological literacy. The Electoral College, by preserving geographic diversity in representation, ensures that the interests of both technologically advanced urban centers and less connected rural communities are balanced in national elections. The Electoral College, far from being outdated, can readily incorporate technological improvements at the state level, such as electronic voting and ranked choice voting, while maintaining the constitutional framework that has provided stability for centuries.
Your cybersecurity argument fails to acknowledge that a well-designed national system can be more secure than our current patchwork of state systems, many of which are already vulnerable. Moreover, blockchain and other emerging technologies offer robust solutions for secure, transparent national elections. Furthermore, the digital landscape offers unprecedented opportunities for third-party viability. The current winner-take-all approach prevents smaller parties from gaining electoral votes, as evidenced by Ross Perot's 19% popular vote in 1992, translating to no electoral votes. This demonstrates how the Electoral College can distort the will of the people and discourage political innovation. Online grassroots movements can now challenge two-party dominance more effectively than ever before. Implementing a ranked choice voting system in conjunction with a national popular vote would eliminate the spoiler effect, preserve voter intent, and enhance representation. This combination of RCV and a national popular vote would not only modernize our electoral process, but also make it more inclusive and representative. It would encourage a broader spectrum of political participation, fostering innovation in policymaking and governance. The Electoral College, despite its historical significance, is ill-equipped to harness these digital age opportunities for enhancing democracy. Our electoral system should evolve to reflect the realities of our interconnected, technologically advanced society.
State-level adoption of electronic voting and ranked choice voting can address your concerns while keeping the advantages of the Electoral College intact. This approach preserves regional interests and promotes coalition building across state lines. Implementing RCV on a state-by-state basis also boosts third-party viability without overhauling the entire electoral system. That said, political science research consistently shows that two-party systems contribute to greater governance stability and policy continuity. In contrast, countries with multi-party systems often experience frequent elections and fragile coalitions that collapse, creating instability and hindering long-term policymaking. The U.S. system, with its two-party structure, allows for the integration of new movements within major parties, as demonstrated when RFK Jr. suspended his independent campaign to align with the Republican Party, thereby influencing its platform directly. Throughout American history, third parties have served as catalysts for change by pushing major parties to adopt new ideas and policies. A prime example is the Progressive Party of the early 20th century, which advocated for significant reforms such as labor protections and women's suffrage, many of which were later embraced by the Democrats and Republicans. By introducing bold, innovative concepts, third parties often drive political evolution, even without securing electoral victories. The Electoral College's structure, by allowing space for such political experimentation while safeguarding regional representation, contributes to a more adaptable and resilient democratic system. This ensures that political innovation can occur without undermining the overall stability of governance.
Let's hear from two judges with opposing views on this round's debate. Rika Kaur states the challenger's argument about third-party viability and the distortion of the will of the people is persuasive. The example of Ross Perot's campaign underscores a significant flaw in the Electoral College. In contrast, Claude thought that the defender's argument about the stability provided by a two-party system, balanced with the catalytic role of third parties in driving policy innovation, was particularly thought-provoking. However, again, the majority of our AI judges favored the challenger view in this round. Now, let's move on to our final round focused on constitutional implications and reform proposals.
To address the Electoral College's shortcomings, I propose a national popular vote system combined with ranked choice voting. This approach ensures majority support by allowing voters to rank candidates by preference, eliminating the spoiler effect, and encouraging more diverse candidate participation. Implementing this reform would require navigating the constitutional amendment process, proposal by 2/3 of both houses of Congress or by a national convention, followed by ratification by 3/4 of state legislatures. While challenging, successful precedents exist for major electoral reforms. In the interim, state-level initiatives, like the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, offer a viable path forward. This agreement, where states pledge their electors to the national popular vote winner, activates once enough states join to control the Electoral College. Introduced in 2006, it has been adopted by 17 states and the District of Columbia. These jurisdictions have 209 electoral votes, which is 39% of the Electoral College and 77% of the 270 votes needed to give the compact legal force. Other state-level reforms, such as Maine and Nebraska's district system, demonstrate the potential for incremental change within the current framework. These approaches show that meaningful reform is possible and can pave the way for a more representative and equitable electoral system.
The National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, NPVIC, despite its claims of constitutionality, faces significant legal challenges. It likely violates the Compact Clause, which requires congressional approval for agreements between states that encroach upon federal power. Moreover, it contradicts the 12th Amendment's prescribed method for selecting the president, potentially necessitating a constitutional amendment for implementation. Rather than wholesale changes, we should consider incremental reforms within the existing framework. For instance, states could adopt proportional allocation of electors, as practiced in Nebraska and Maine, or implement congressional district methods. These approaches preserve the Electoral College's benefits while addressing concerns about winner-take-all distortions. Furthermore, the stability provided by the Electoral College cannot be overstated. It has guided our nation through civil war, world wars, and numerous social upheavals. Abandoning this system risks introducing unforeseen consequences and instability into our electoral process. Instead of dismantling a cornerstone of our constitutional architecture, we should focus on addressing underlying issues like campaign finance reform and gerrymandering. These reforms can enhance electoral fairness and representation without the risks associated with fundamentally altering our time-tested system.
Your defense of the Electoral College, while rooted in historical perspective, fails to address the pressing democratic deficits of our current system. The argument that the NPVIC violates the Compact Clause has been contested by legal scholars who argue that states retain plenary power over elector appointment. Moreover, the NPVIC does not require congressional approval as it doesn't enhance state power vis-a-vis the federal government. The claim that the Electoral College provides stability overlooks the growing instability caused by its misalignment with popular will. The increasing frequency of elections, where the Electoral College winner loses the popular vote, erodes public faith in our democratic process. While incremental reforms like proportional allocation of electors may seem appealing, they fail to address the fundamental issue of voter equality. Under such systems, a vote in Wyoming would still carry more weight than a vote in California. The suggestion to focus on campaign finance reform and gerrymandering, while important, does not address the core issue of the Electoral College's distortion of the popular will. These reforms should be pursued in tandem with, not instead of, Electoral College reform. Lastly, the argument for preserving federalism through the Electoral College is outdated in our increasingly nationalized political landscape. A national popular vote would actually encourage candidates to build truly national coalitions, rather than focusing on a handful of swing states.
While your vision for electoral reform is ambitious, it overlooks critical constitutional complexities and practical challenges. The constitutionality of the NPVIC is hotly debated, with many scholars arguing that it violates not only the Compact Clause, but also the Electoral Count Act and the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. The U.S. Supreme Court has consistently ruled that interstate agreements affecting federal powers, like the presidential election process, require congressional approval. Your claim that the Electoral College is misaligned with the popular will is oversimplified. In the vast majority of elections, the Electoral College has aligned with the popular vote. The few exceptions have triggered vital political realignments and debates, which are features of the system rather than flaws. A national popular vote would likely result in candidates focusing on urban centers, neglecting rural and small state interests. The Electoral College, by design, forces candidates to build geographically diverse coalitions. Additionally, the proposed RCV system, while intriguing, introduces complexity and risk. Studies from Maine and San Francisco show that this system often confuses voters and can result in paradoxical outcomes, where a candidate with fewer first-choice votes wins due to the redistribution process. Such outcomes could further erode public trust in elections, especially when combined with the legal uncertainty surrounding the NPVIC. Finally, your dismissal of federalism's relevance in our nationalized political landscape underestimates the continuing importance of state-level governance and the need to balance state and federal interests. Abandoning this system risks undermining the balance of power that has sustained our republic for over 2 centuries.
As we conclude this debate, let's hear from our AI judges one last time. ChatGPT sided with the challenger, who clearly demonstrated how a national popular vote with ranked choice voting addresses voter inequality and leverages modern technologies to enhance transparency, providing a specific and forward-looking solution. In contrast, Grok 2 thought the defender effectively argued that the proposed reforms face significant constitutional hurdles and potential unintended consequences, and underscored the Electoral College's value in promoting geographical diversity and maintaining a stable, well-tested framework for presidential elections. This was close, but for a third time, the majority of 15 AI judges sided with the challenger. So what do you think? Is it time for a change or stay the course? Let us know.
We hope you enjoyed this discussion as much as we did. Subscribe for more engaging discussions and stay tuned for our latest content. Thanks for watching.